Hello, hello, my friends. Where you are? How are you doing today? Is it morning? Is it afternoon? Is it evening for you? I am so grateful to be here with you today. And welcome to the season 2 of Powering Unique You. Wow, this is a little bit nervous for me to come back to you, to be here with you after a break. As some of you know that you've been following my journey, if you have been following my journey, I took a break for summer. I had a blessing. God blessed us with a little baby, and I just had to completely remove yourself from social media, from all of the activities and the business and other things, and just dedicate myself to nourish myself and to be present with my family. And boy, was it good. Was it good? So please tell me. I am so thrilled to be here with you. How are you doing? Where are you coming from? How things are going on for you? Let's have this conversation today as we're opening up this season 2 of Powering Unique You. And Powering Unique You is all about encouraging you, helping you find ways to empower yourself, to love yourself, to strengthen your belief in yourself, that you can become the person you want to be and that you can achieve the goals you want to achieve and create the life that you desire. And I'm on this journey with you. I feel I'm just a little bit of one step at a time, moving along and encouraging others along the way, encouraging you, my friend, along the way. And it's a big privilege to me. And as I was considering how do I come into this season 2, what does it look like? What does it really mean to feel empowered, and can I bring more value to you, my friend? And as I was pondering on that, I felt like we're living in a very unique times, right? There's a lot of uniqueness, but these times are really very different, I feel. And can we talk to just business as usual? I don't think so. So how do we become the light in these times where I feel we all are somewhat of oppressed, depressed, and pressed from many sides? How do we break through and lighten up ourselves and also help to enlighten others? And with that, I feel that I need to stay true to who I am and really even dive deeper to what it means to have a voice, what my voice means, and how does it affect me? How does it affect you? And that's why I wanted to open up this episode and this season to share with you about the power of your voice, the power of my voice and the power of our voices, right? And what it means to us. And Janet, my friend, thank you so much for joining in today and encouraging and supporting me. You are such a blessing. I'm really happy that you're here. So I feel to stay true to myself, it's really to be brave, to be courageous, to come true to who you are with others, with yourself, and then with others. And I feel sometimes we wear somewhat of a masks, and it relates a lot. I feel when you are in an office environment or at work, you may not necessarily come as a true person, and you somewhat of wearing mask that you are a certain way or a certain person, but you are not that person. And I feel by doing that, we diminish our voices and we diminish who we are. So with that, I want to really start being true to myself and say, who I am, the core of who I am is truly been built upon the foundation of me as a believer. And I was saved by God and was born again when I was 16 years old. And since then, I've been reading the Bible and talking to God and fellowshipping with God. And that belief and that, I feel, new life of God has really built and structured me and transformed me and molded me who I am today. And if I wouldn't be sharing that as a part of who I am, as a big part of who I am, then I won't stay true to my voice. So, and I feel that it may not be popular, it may not be, welcomed, or it may not be praised by some, and that's okay. And I feel for us discovering who we truly are and discovering the power of our voice is being all right with not being liked by everyone. And that was a hard lesson for me, because I felt like I wanted to please others and be liked by everybody. And that's what I strive for. And a lot of times I felt like with my customers, I've been in the customer service for over 10 years. And my customers, I wanted to always, be liked, be praised, be good. And if somebody's giving me a bad review or talking badly about me, I felt like I was shushed, and I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm such a bad person. I'm not up to that standard. I feel to find a true voice, the true power of your voice, you need to be learning. And that's a big lesson for me, to learn to be okay that I may not going to be liked or praised by some people. And in fact, I may be hated, or in fact, I may be rejected. And that is okay. And I feel a lot of us are held back, and perhaps let me know if you are, but I was held back by that many years, because I felt I needed to come and be the voice I am and share who I am and share the lessons I'm learning to encourage others. But that fear of rejection, fear of, hate maybe, and disapproval held me back for a long time. And I feel that is important, and I want to share that vulnerably. And I also want to say that I'm praying for you. I'm praying for this season. I am really opening and asking God to guide me and say, Lord, how can I be the light? How can I serve the most? What value can I add to this wonderful, amazing people, to you, my friend, that are joining me on this journey and listening and talking and we're talking together, we're having conversations. I have some people that's going to be coming on the interviews in the next several, next week and the following week and the following weeks. So having those conversations, how can I be the light? And I want to ask you to also ponder that and see, what is this holding? What is this limiting belief or untrue belief or maybe fear that holds you back, that does not let you have this power of your voice? All right. And I see some people are coming in and sharing. Johanna saying, Jana, it's beautiful. I agree. I've been focusing on bringing my soul to everything I do, especially work. It's not easy. I think I agree, Johanna. It's a work. It's courage. It takes some courage to do that. I'm so happy to be here with you, Richard, too, the listening. Thank you for joining in. About being liked, the self-development tape I used to listen. If you try to be liked by everyone, the chances that somebody will not like you because you want to be liked by everyone. That is so true. That is funny, but it is true. And I feel it holds back so many. In so many ways, it holds us back from shining truly who we are. And I feel really today, what I want to share about power of your voice and how to harness it, I want to share three things. Three things with you that as I was considering today's conversation, please let me know what you think about this and be a part of this conversation. I really appreciate your comments. So the three things that are important about the power of your voice, and I take this as what I consider is important for me as I'm working on toward developing myself and growing myself as a person and as a professional. What does it mean to have the power of your voice and to use the power of your voice, right? So the first thing that I want to share is really your inner voice. And let's just pause for a second and look inside. And I want to invite you to look inside and pause for a second, maybe close your eyes and say, what does my inner voice sound like? How do you talk to yourself? How do you approach yourself, right? How do you reprimand yourself? Do you scourge yourself? Or do you praise yourself? How often do you praise yourself? How often do you give yourself, hey, good job, you've done awesome? Maybe it's just a tiny little win, a tiny little, step forward. I can tell you, my inner voice used to be very, very negative, very discouraging, very, I feel like having myself down, criticizing myself, criticizing others. If you heard this phrase, what we offer to ourselves, we offer to others, we give to others without even being as conscious. So the power of the inner voice, I feel, is the most important. And that inner voice, how you talk to yourself, how you think through about who you are, right? And what you do and what's in front of you. Are you constantly in this stress of survival? And I feel, looking back, I've been always in this kind of stress. Go, 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 go. Another step, another to-do list, another this, another that. And it's this kind of a constant stress, constant running, constant going. And I think because I'm a type of person that always go, 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 or like to go, it's hard for me to stop and just be in the moment and just be in the quietness, be in the presence. Even if I don't have to do anything, I still create this busyness, being busy for myself unconsciously. So this inner voice is really powerful. And I feel I want to invite you to shift and really analyze and consider, how do you talk to yourself? What is going on within you? This self-chatter, right? I saw that Mel Robbins just released her book, the five high five habit. I think I'd like to check into that. And I don't know if you've seen that, but she's talking about being depressed and how she was stressed at these times. I think we're going through almost 2 years now in this kind of turbulent times nowadays. She was looking in the mirror and she was not giving herself any praise or any good things, and she started high-fiving herself. So she'll look in the mirror and she high-five herself, and it's like, high five. And that created that adrenaline, that happiness within her. And she actually went on and studied for a year what it means physiologically, psychologically, what it means to high-five yourself. When you high-five somebody, you don't have to say much. You just say, high five, you're good, you're awesome, you've done a good job. And she said that simple thing has helped her to be elevated. So I think it's a great book. I'm looking into checking it out and reading it. But finding this kind of simple rituals is what we need. How do we encourage each other more? How we improve the voice within us to become more positive, more encouraging, more strengthening, right? So we can, I don't know, be these cheerleaders to ourselves. Hey, if you're not going to cheerleader yourself, probably you might not have anybody else cheerleader you. Everybody's somewhat in this mental fight right now, fight or flight, so to speak. So that is true. That is true. So Julie, hi, Julie. Glad to be back. I'm so happy to see you too, and looking forward to growing and continuing growing with you together. Richard said, I guess it says okay most of the times. It's okay, kind of acceptance. You know what, Richard, my husband is also type of a personality where he's very mellow versus to me where I'm go, 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 do, 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 do. He's kind of okay, let back, it's okay, everything will be fine. And it's good. I feel that we need to find whatever it may look for you, but find this positivity. All right, number 2. Number 2 is really your outward voice. How do you use your voice to speak to others? And interesting observation for me was, after reading some of the things about development of children and how help them to develop and how to help them to strengthen their emotional intelligence, it was really interesting to observe and to study some of the books and some of the publications, and especially the one that is written by a lady here in London, she writes about conscious discipline. So what it takes is really not what you say, it's how you say it. So think about it. When did you have a time where maybe either with someone you love, with your family member, or even at work, you have someone saying the right things, but with the wrong tone? So for example, how many times did I tell you, or how many times would I tell you not to do this? Right? So it's kind of what do I comply? What do I imply? And even if I say it, how many times I told you that you wouldn't do that, right? So it's like the tonality, how we project ourselves is conveying an energy in our voice. So how you express yourself, how your voice sound to others, it is not as much as the content per se. Yes, the content is important. What you're saying is important. However, the person who is listening to you does not necessarily observe what your content is saying 100%. Most of the times, I think it was almost over 70%, what the other individual observes is your tonality, is how you're saying, is the energy, is the emotion that you convey with that content. You can read a very exciting and wonderful content with the same boring and monotone voice, and nobody is really going to be listening to you and be interested because it is the same tone and the same monotone. Or you can say maybe some of them may not be as enthusiastic content, but you can read it with a voice that is full of excitement and maybe playful and maybe a little bit of a joking in the right circumstances, of course. But it's really about how do you present yourself and how do you convey your emotion. And I feel what is important is why I started with the inner voice, is that what is inside of you, who you are, is mattering so much. It matters so much because that's how you present yourself to others. When you come into conversation, you're almost offering a part of you to others. You're giving your energy, you're giving your personality to others. And it's a requirement to consider who you are and are you okay with where you are. Maybe there's certain things that you may want to change about yourself. And I think the best for me, how it works for me, is with my children, because they get naughty. I have 3 boys in a row, 9-year-old, 7-year-old, well, now 10-year-old, 8-year-old, and 6-year-old. So they're all full of energy. And when I noticed when I am not tired, when I slept well, when I'm well nourished, when I am, on my top energy, top game, I can manage. Even if they go bizarre and frustrated, I can manage through them and figure out how to manage their affairs. But when I am depleted, when I'm tired, when I'm frustrated, and then they add on to that, my irritation, my agitation comes out in my voice. So I can reprimand them the same words. In one scenario, I reprimand them lovingly and redirect them. I may use exactly the same words. But in the other scenario, when I'm depleted and frustrated, I use the same words, but I redirect them in an agitated voice. And they know it. And they're like, oh, Mom, we wish you well. Something's wrong. So tonality and what comes out of us is so important, right? Richard said, but when I hear a wife saying it's not okay, that's not a conversation, Richard, between wife and husband. I think there is so much communication or miscommunication or misunderstanding there that we need to work through together with our spouses. I agree. Heather, my friend, the tone is everything. It's hard of this age of texting and emails. I agree, it's hard. However, I feel that the more we learn how to express ourselves freely, and it starts with self-love, the more successful we can be in achieving what we want to achieve through any conversation. So yes, I feel it is important not to lose that from our side. Now, what I want to suggest to you, if you're interested in developing your tonality and how to work on your voice, something that I found, the program is by Roger Love. It's Roger, Roger Love. He's teaching people how to use their voice. He's teaching a lot of, he's basically working with a lot of singing people, the people who sing, the artists and some other celebrities. But he has some programs that if don't have ways to invest a lot of money, he has some online programs where you can learn about how to structure your voice, and he has some different exercises they can do. So I've signed up for one of his programs, and it's been fantastic because then you learn how to play with your voice, and you learn how to work around your voice and how not to be monotone on one tone. So that's something for you to look up if you're interested. So that's number 2. And number 3 today, what I want to share is how do we use the power of a voice to share our beliefs, to share who we are, to stand for who we are. So there is a saying there that you say, some maybe children, they don't have a voice, right? They don't have as big a voice per se. Or some people, they may not feel that they have a voice. They may feel intimidated. So how do we work on strengthening this? And I started that with today's show. How do we work on strengthening our beliefs, strengthening who we are so that we feel that we do have a voice, and that voice is powerful in a way that it can impact people positively, that it is powerful, that it can bring change positively. It is powerful that it can spread love, respect, and union in a positive way, right? I feel right now there's just so much division in the world, and I feel for the 3 months that I have been out of social media, I've always been shielded from all of these developments that's been happening around us, with people pro this or against this, or, people believe in this and that, political, racial, whatever you look at, it seems like division is everywhere. It's just so discouraging, isn't it? I do not know how about you. It's discouraging to me. I feel we're as humanity, if nothing else, we just need to find ways to unite and to encourage each other and to be strengthened. But it seems like some evil outward powers want to divide all of us into sections and divide us with our loved ones, divide us with our friends, divide us with our coworkers, and just overall divisions seem to be on the up, in the media and everywhere else. That's how I feel when I came back and I looked up and peeked into some of my media accounts. I just felt discouraged. I'm like, why there's so much hate? Why there's so much negativity? It almost like a fog just comes down on you and just want to kind of suffocate your joy. We just need to find a way to stand against that, find a way to keep our joy inwardly, and at the same time find a way to respect others no matter what beliefs they have or what views they have. It seems like there's only one narrative that is, mainstream narrative is accepted, and if you look at anything else or you say something else, you're hushed. And how do you stand in that kind of an environment, in that kind of a circumstance, and speak to what you believe powerfully, and speak with conviction? So, are we sitting quietly and just agree to what has been happening, or are we standing up and we're saying, well, wait a minute, is this right? Is this acceptable? So that is, I feel, is important. And I've been considering that myself. How do I use my voice? How do I use my voice powerfully in a way that is going to build people, in a way that is going to help people, to help and uplift people, and hopefully build more bridges, build more unity, in spite of all the division and hatred and misunderstandings that are happening around us. So that is the third, I feel, is a powerful way to know that you have a voice and your voice is important. And you may not be masses, it may not be millions, right? Maybe it's one person. Maybe it's one person today that you need to use your voice to speak your truth in a way that helps, enlightens, strengthens, empowers that one person. And if each one of us use our voice in such a way, I feel we can transform this world. We can change this world. We can change the trajectory. So it is really refusing to be a part of that narrative, and hate, and saying, I want to be a part of brighter things. I want to be a part of, happier things, and part of uniting the things that are unite. Let's find some common ground. Let's find some ways where we can encourage each other. That is something that I feel almost obligated to do. I feel that I need to be that kind of voice, and I will invite you to be that kind of voice in your platform, in your community, in your family, right? In your gatherings. Let's be the voice of positivity, unity, joy, and respect each other, no matter what views we hold, no matter what beliefs we have. It's really about that. And I am really grateful that I can be here with you today, and that you're spending your time joining me on this opening episode of the season 2 of Powering Unique You. I'm so humbled. I'm so grateful. You, my friend, mean a lot. And I want to continue these conversations with you. And I want to bring you some wonderful people to share their experiences, their knowledge, their expertise, to help you, to equip you, and to support you, so we can all be better leaders to ourselves and to others. Well, my friend, I'm so happy again, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you every Monday when you find some time, joining in my live shows. I'm streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook right now. Until then, I wish you well, stay strong, and use the power of your voice. I see you again soon. Bye.